Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. We got some new helmets, man, and they are fire. I think we're only wearing them during the Color Rush game, so one time a year. But still sick to add something to a new uniform that we're going to wear, and having a new helmet is something that we really haven't had in a long time. But gold face mask, metallic paint, alternate logo, which is sick. Got gold stripes going back. These are going to pair perfectly with the Color Rush because the Color Rush has gold numbers. A lot of purple jersey, purple pants, but gold numbers. And then now adding that gold face mask and the alternate logo, I think that these are going to look fire. The question is, what game are we going to wear these in? Because we're only going to wear this helmet uniform combo one time. It's obviously going to be a home game just because it's colors, I would assume. My guess is Thursday night against Cincinnati. Let me know what game you think we're going to wear these in the comments. But either way, I'm excited. This is fire. The promo that they put together with Zay Flowers and Adafe Owe and Nate Wiggins, and I think Tylan Wallace was in there, Mark Andrews. The promo of them seeing that for the first time was some really cool content. And they seem genuinely excited, as they should be. It's got a college theme to it in a sense. I think it's comparable to Oregon or, there's a lot of colleges that are constantly switching up their helmets, face masks, jersey combos. And the NFL doesn't do that as much, especially the Ravens. They've had pretty much the same. We have switched the Color Rush and alternative a little bit, but it's mainly been the black jerseys, black on black, black on white with white pants, purple on white, and just all white, or white with black pants. But you never see a full new helmet, so this is exciting. This is rare territory for Baltimore to do, but I think they pulled it off. Whoever designed this helmet or whatever team designed this helmet, I feel like you guys did a great job. If you had to rate the helmets on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your first thoughts? What number are you giving it? I think I'm going 9. Which is high, but I really like these helmets. I wish we were wearing them more often than just one game a year. So I'm happy with it. And then in other news, yesterday they announced that the Ravens, along with the rest of the AFC North, are going to be featured on the in-season Hard Knocks that's airing on Max. I think it starts December 3rd through the end of the season. So that's pretty crazy, man. I know the Ravens probably aren't thrilled about that. A lot of those dudes want to be private. John Harbaugh has never been a fan of Hard Knocks. He's voiced that. He's pretty much said it's fake, which I tend to agree with him. In a way, I don't think that it's completely fake. I don't think that what they're showing is false information. I just don't think it paints the behind-the-scenes picture, and especially an in-season one, right? At the end of the season when competition's at its highest point, that's when the Ravens are going to be on Hard Knocks. That's when cameras are going to be around every division team, and they're going to be airing any drama or anything that's going on to a point. And that's why Harbaugh, I think, says it's fake, and I know what he means by that. He's basically saying that what's going on behind the scenes, what they're talking about as a team, is not all going to be aired on Hard Knocks. So it's not going to paint the full picture. I think it's just a tiny peek into what's going on. And but I'm excited for it. I don't want to sit here and bash Hard Knocks. They are dropping a lot of different Hard Knocks. It used to have extreme popularity and aura around it when it was only one team a year. But now they're doing the off-season Hard Knocks. They're doing the in-season Hard Knocks, I think is the Dolphins. I think the off-season one might be the Bears. In-season Dolphins. End of season AFC North division. There's a lot of Hard Knocks going on, you know what I mean? And so I think that takes a little bit of the steam out of it. But as fans, we always want to get as much information as we can and peek behind the scenes as much as we can. So I'm excited for it. But I also, on the other hand, understand that the team's probably not that happy about it because no one wants all their information out there, or at least some of their information out there, especially at the end of the regular season. I mean, that's a pivotal point of the season where you don't want storylines floating out there. You don't want distractions. You don't want to be in a crucial team meeting and there's just, max cameras everywhere filming this thing. I think we'll be fine. I think the whole division will be fine. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. It is super cool. I definitely will be watching for sure. I think it adds a lot of steam towards the end of the year. So hopefully we're healthy and in the thick of things and on pace to win the division or whatever, or at least make the playoffs. And I think it'll be an enjoyable watch. You know what I mean? You also get a competitive peek into the Bengals, the Steelers, the Browns, because it's the whole division. So, and I know why they picked the AFC North. I mean, it's the best division in football. I dare somebody to argue that. I think it's the most stacked top to bottom, especially with Burrow coming back, with Higgins, with Chase. The Bengals are going to be tough to beat. All these teams, if healthy, are going to be tough. The Steelers definitely got better with Fields and Wilson, and I think that's a huge upgrade to their quarterback room. Don't know how good they're going to be, but regardless, I think that they're a little bit tougher to beat. Their defense is always really, really tough. They added Patrick Queens to that defense, and now their offense gets a little more dynamic and explosive by upgrading from, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph to Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Browns are still solid. They got Nick Chubb coming back. I don't know how healthy he's going to be, but Watson's back. They added Jerry Jeudy. Their defense is also ridiculously good. So it's a really tough division. Every game, we've beaten each other up back and forth, both sides. It's really hard to get through the division. So I think that HBO saw that. They know what they're doing. They picked the AFC North as the Hard Knocks, and I don't blame them. It'll be cool. It'll be interesting. I just know whenever Harbaugh's asked about it, he's not going to be thrilled, but it's all good. It is what it is. And then the last thing I want to touch on today was the Ravens posted a Keaton Mitchell photo from the media day and said, comeback season going to be crazy. And then he quote tweeted it and said, ain't seen this me yet. And obviously that's just pre-hype for his comeback and things like that. But it made me think this could be an insanely interesting backfield if Keaton Mitchell can come back to form. And he's so young, I feel like he has a chance to come back to form. Even if he loses, 5-10% of speed, this guy's still ridiculously dynamic. Every time he was touching the ball last season, he was busting off a big run. And then you pair that with Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson obviously still. I think that Keaton Mitchell can come back and have a big role in this offense. Not a Derrick Henry-sized role, obviously, especially when he first comes back. They're definitely going to ease him in. But towards the end of the season, let's say heading into the playoffs or December, when the Hard Knocks is there, like Keaton Mitchell should be back fully healthy, get a couple games under his belt, get his legs back under him. I really think he can add an enormous home run ability, also help out in the pass game too, in combination with Derrick Henry to make our run game that much better. Power, speed, we got it all. You know what I mean? Derrick Henry's bringing power and speed, by the way. Keaton Mitchell's bringing a ridiculous amount of speed and quickness and shiftiness. And then you got Lamar Jackson, who also runs. And don't sleep on Justice Hill and Rasheen Ali. I think this is the strongest backfield running game that we may have ever had. That's a bold statement, but I'm serious. We run the ball so well, but we've never had talent like this. And it obviously starts with adding Derrick Henry. I think that's the biggest addition. But Keaton Mitchell being undrafted and coming onto the scene the way he did last year was unbelievable. I mean, in the preseason, we could see it. This guy was dominating in the preseason, and we're like, oh, shoot, all right, we got a guy here. He makes the team, and then I think he had an injury or whatever, but when he came back, he was dominating again in the regular season, literally every game, every time he touched the ball. So I think that if he can get back to form, and I really don't see why he wouldn't eventually get back to form. That's why they're going to stay so patient with him, because our running back room is so deep with Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Rasheen Ali. Lamar's obviously going to run. So we have a really deep running game as is, and then Keaton can just take his time, come back mid-season, And I think that he's going to provide serious home run ability and really lift us and add another dynamic. Kind of how when he came back last year, he added a whole new wrinkle. I mean, we were like, our offense has never been faster. You know what I mean? You got Zay and Keaton and Lamar, and then now you're combining that with the power of Derrick Henry. Yeah, special times ahead, man. I can't wait for this season. But that's it for today. It's not a lot that's been going on, so I was happy to get on today and talk about this new helmet and Hard Knocks and things like that. So leave some love in the comments. I appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim there where the sense can't tame the untamed.